Welcome to WrestleWolf. That's what we're called. This is Reconsidering WCW Nitro. My name is Damian Gibson, and joining me is the man who only deals in Kayfabe, the mystery, the enigma. It's Matthew.
It's a great week for Kayfabe. It's a great week for Kayfabe every week, in fact.
Yeah, it's the best week for Kayfabe. In fact, Kayfabe is winning so much, you're going to be sick of it.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I'm not sick of Kayfabe. Why would I be sick of Kayfabe? I don't watch WWE anymore, so I'm never sick of Kayfabe.
Yeah, I've done the same thing recently, and it can genuinely... I know we always end up talking about WWE on all of our shows, but it's changed my perspective of wrestling. I was getting to the point where I was like, do I not like wrestling again? And then I was like, no, it's just one particular product. 100%. Although there was some issues with the NWA pay-per-view that aired last night. So
Oh, really?
just tech issues. Oh. Yeah, it shut it. Like their little feed got shut. Their little feed, so patronising. Their feed they lost the feed halfway through.
But isn't it so nice that you're like, oh, there were some issues with the NWA pay-per-view, and it's not like the fact that they like have pedophiles winning matches and stuff?
Yeah, exactly. It was like people were upset because they lost the feed, and then when it came back, Aldis and Canellis only had like a few minutes, or like 10 minutes to perform the match in, and people had paid money to watch it. And so like it's bad, but it was like out of their hands, and you know, like it.
I mean,
yes, compared to the nightmare that is Vince McMahon's company,
is
100%.
I feel like missing 20 minutes of Nick Aldis and Mike Bennett wrestle is actually a pretty good thing. I just want to...
You, Matthew.
Nick Aldis is great.
Anyway, this isn't our NWA podcast, which will be coming as soon as Power gets back up and running, or it'll just be me for 20 minutes every week going, I love it. Although all the guys I love are on AEW now, so I don't know. Anyway, all right. So this episode is from the 30th of the 10th, 1995. Now that's the day before Halloween, right? Halloween is the 31st of October.
That's right. Yep.
Just lost to American listeners. And to celebrate the fact, Mongo has Pepe dressed up in a little witch's costume. This is a mini segment we like to call Pepe Watch, and is it a he or a she Pepe? We don't know. Right?
We don't know, and I'm not gonna get down the thing of gendering or misgendering Pepe. It's a dog.
Look, you know what? It doesn't matter. It's 2020. It doesn't matter what Pepe is. But anyway, Pepe is dressed up as a witch. And what I did love is the fact that it's a stylish witch outfit, because the brim of the hat is over one eye. It's very, very Vogue, very European Vogue.
I love dogs, but I hate Pepe. But my eyes were really firmly on Bobby Heenan here, who was wearing a collared denim shirt with an aggressively painted yellow tie. Like, it looked like it had some kind of country scene on it. And I was like, how can I dress like that?
I did notice that, which is hilarious because he has a very important business meeting later on in the episode. And that's how he's chosen to dress. I feel like this could be, because Pepe is not going to be a long-running thing, but what the guys are wearing on commentary 100% could be. I think we should change the Pepe watch just to commentary desk watch.
Yep. Agreed. Done. Consider it done. We've moved on from Pepe watch.
I mean, Pepe will still be a part of it for a bit, you know, for the people who love Pepe watch, but you know, it's not. We may be in the last weeks of Pepe watch. I think.
Far out.
If the Horseman storyline is going the way I think.
I don't think it's quite there yet. I think we've got another few months before the Horsemen decide to add a stupid, useless former football player.
Jake Hager's not in WCW.
This podcast is supposed to be timeless, Damian, and all we do is talk about AEW.
Well, I just watched it. Anyway, look, man, it's 2020. Everyone knows who Jake Hager is. He's awful. First up, we had Sergeant Craig Pittman versus Eddie Guerrero. Eddie gets the win. Mongo says the kid is climbing the ranks. And I just thought that was funny because Eddie Guerrero, even here, looks like he's about 45 years old, but would probably be in his early 20s, right?
He's so good and they sort of have a weird little thing where it was like someone else was supposed to take on Craig Pittman, but couldn't. I can't even remember who it was. It was that unimportant. But now we've got Eddie Guerrero doing it. It's like, imagine that is such like an A+ step up to have Eddie Guerrero as your,
Yeah, as your B player, like whoever it was, like, who cares? It was probably like bloody, Zodiac
and also
or something like that.
Hey,
well, guys, we're really sorry. Like they have to come out and announce it. We're really sorry, Zodiac can't wrestle tonight, but instead, it's late notice, so don't get angry. We've got Eddie Guerrero to wrestle for you guys.
Sorry, guys.
And look, I don't actually have a copy of the new Harry Styles album to play for you. All I've got is this original tapes of the White Album that no one's heard before.
I mean, that would be suggesting the White Album was any good instead of just overrated. No, I'm just trying to really heel out on you. I'm not going to pretend that I don't like the White Album. I have too much self-respect.
If you turn heel on the White Album, that just makes you look
Abbey
like
Road, it's bullshit. It's Craig Pittman. Craig Pittman has a military gimmick.
Sergeant Pepper's. Is it? Yeah.
He's got...
yeah. Look, we've talked about Pittman before.
As a soldier.
Right?
I don't understand why he's the heel.
I think just because he's terrible.
And also, like, the commentary team did this thing that I really noticed this whole time. They were like, and we've got Craig Pitbull Pittman in here. Pitbull Craig Pittman's coming in. Craig Pittman the Pitbull's coming. And it's like they keep saying it in different ways, but always including it. Like, you have to use these three names. However you do it is whatever. Pittman.
Yeah.
It's terrible commentary and I love it.
No, but exactly. This is what's great about Nitro, and look, anyone who does it, like, and AEW seem to do it as well, where it's improvised, right? And that's what's great about wrestling, the improvised part. Like there's a destination we have to get to, and how you get there, that's up to you. And that's when wrestling, and when it's done well, that's what's magical about wrestling. Maybe not done super well here, but yeah, but still, that's what's fun as well. Is when when people are trying and fail. That's also the good part of wrestling. There are no bad parts of wrestling except for Jake Hager. Next up, we had Shark versus Scott Norton. We had a little run-in between these two pre-Halloween Havoc, and so they've set a match for it. Bobby the Brain is... and this is where... this match doesn't matter as far as the storyline is concerned. Bobby the Brain is... they mentioned on Halloween Havoc that Bobby the Brain was seen hanging out with a Japanese businessman. And he's like... he's sitting at a table filled with like a sushi platter where throughout this match where they're having a conversation and Eric Bischoff and Mongo are like a couple of mates having a go at a friend trying to speak to a girl at a pub. It's just like, oh, look at this guy. And the only thing I really have noted down here is that Bobby the Brain gets handed an envelope by the Japanese businessman, which he puts in his shirt, but has trouble undoing the said denim shirt that you mentioned before. And then he picks up a piece of sushi, looks at it, throws it away, and then turns to the Japanese businessman and like pretends to chew and is like, yummy. Just so mid-90s white dude, like Remember when sushi wasn't just like a normal everyday food, where it was still like, ugh, gross sushi.
But this might be like really, really good sushi. I don't know.
What the? But then why would Bobby hate it?
I don't know, because I think Bobby just hates everything. Bobby hates Mongo McMichael. He hates bad wrestlers. Although he has come out, he's pro Lex Luger in this one. So,
Tony Schiavone's on Nitro. He's in the ring and he interviews the Three Horsemen, where basically they tease a fourth member coming along. And there's just a lot of yelling, except for Arn Anderson, who keeps it cool. But between Brian Pillman and Ric Flair... Whew.
And this is a classic Ric Flair promo that absolutely could not exist in the modern world. Like, he is so not politically correct. But not even... Like, politically correct's not the word for it. He's just ethically and morally wrong.
Do you have some examples of... what Rick said there?
No, I don't, actually. But thank you for calling me out on that.
Well, I rest my case.
When did I become Research Matt? I'm Kayfabe Matt.
You bloody leftard, with your snowflake opinions. You come in here trying to rip down a two-time Hall of Famer and Ric Flair.
We also skipped past the opening match of the night. Oh no, the second match of the night.
No, we didn't.
Shark versus Scott Norton.
I just said that, but I said it was but I said it was so insignificant. It was only there so Bobby the Brain could have dinner with the Japanese businessman.
I completely missed that intro. The only note I have is that Scott Norton is actually the human manifestation of no personality. Like, he's walking and moving and like talking, but he looks like he's in a coma. He looks like an Ed Hardy t-shirt. Like,
he does. That's the perfect description. He's a human Ed Hardy t-shirt. Next up, we had Sabu versus Disco Inferno, which is not a match you know. In 2020, when I look back on this, like, that's not a match that I ever thought existed on planet Earth.
Do you like how they're clearly building a storyline in Sabu's? Like he's lost, he loses his shit, he throws everything around, he messes up a table dive. Like, they're actually put a bit of effort into Sabu and starting to build a bit of character, which is bad because this is his last ever appearance in WCW.
Is it really?
That was his swan song.
Yeah, I was wondering how long it was going to last, because I knew it wasn't long. But yeah, wow! And his last match was against Disco Inferno. What a strange.
This crowd
match.
Was when I really realised that these must be the like free crowds, because these people are not only not invested in the character, like they. It's not that they're bored by the characters, it's that they legitimately don't know the alignment of the characters, the stories of the characters. Like, they're essentially cheering Disco Inferno and booing Sabu. But neither's really... Well, Sabu's supposed to be more of a face than Disco, who seemed as like basically a comedy mid-card heel at this point.
Yeah. Well, that's a shame, because I was kind of enjoying watching Sabu. I hadn't seen a lot of his stuff, so I at some point will have to check out more ECW, but we're going to get through 6 years of this first, and then maybe we can negotiate. Although you seem pretty strong on a TNA, reconsidering TNA. So.
Well, look, I think we can talk about ECW. I've never watched ECW, so I'm like,
no, me either. It would be kind of cool for both of us, like, to not know anything. I know there's Paul Heyman and Tommy Dreamer. That's about.
We might kill ourselves doing a like week by week pod, but maybe we could do like a month by month pod.
It's probably.
Let's just make sure we have this conversation on air during our most popular podcast.
All right, good. Let's do that. Next, we have the evil Jimmy Hart leads out Meng and Lex Luger versus the American males,
Ooh.
American males, American males, American males, American males, American males. It's the worst theme song in the history Like, it's a toss-up between that and Paul Orndorff, Mr. Wonderful's Porno. Remember that we spoke about a few weeks ago?
I don't edit this podcast or any of our podcasts. Can you rip the American Males theme off YouTube and put it under this to just really show just a little bit of it, to just show people who are just listening and not watching how aggressively irritating this is. And imagine like how irritating it is, but also it's Buff Bagwell before he had any personality.
Yeah. He does show a little bit in this. Like he's sort of, he's talking to the camera. That's like all the stuff that Buff becomes pretty famous and you love to hate him in the NWO. It's already there. You can see that he's got that, like, this little shit needs to be a heel.
You look at him and you think in 25 years you're going to be a male escort, which is a perfectly valid job, but not on reality TV so much.
Sex worker.
I think he's an S. I don't know. Oh, is he
a gigolo? He's a gigolo. We'll just say.
Can we?
Is it?
Well, I don't edit this show, but can you just put Just a Gigolo by the Village People on under this? Under any time we talk about Buff Bagwell?
Isn't he like on a TV show or something about it? Or wasn't he on like a documentary or something about it?
Hit him up on Pro Wrestler Tees. Just help him out.
Yeah, it's another WCW success story.
Just while we're talking, I am looking up Buff Bagwell on Pro Wrestling Tees. About to make a questionable decision. You really troll the depths of Pro Wrestling Tees. What kind of a maniac would wear a T-shirt that has it's the Scarface cover, like the famous poster of Scarface with Buff Daddy on top? And Buff Bagwell topless, wearing not his famous hat, but a smaller hat, just with his arms thrown out like he's Randy Orton.
That's up there with the Kevin Nash, Jimmy Dean.
We probably should do a at the end of this, or as a sort of special Christmas episode or something, just WCW Pro Wrestler Tees deep dive.
That we might actually have to do a proper YouTube episode of that.
So that'd be great.
But that means you have to don the mask.
Put my mask on. Finally, I was born in the mask.
You and Excalibur, the two guys are. So there's a big build up to all these guys coming out. They lock up. Goes to the break. Classic WCW Nitro, where it's like WCW, where the wrestling doesn't matter. Lex and Meng get the win. Cuts back to the commentary booth where Mongo. There was a bit of a promo here with these guys as well, right? Where they're kind of. So that was later on. Sorry. It cuts back to the commentary booth where Mongo trick or treats Eric and Bobby. Eric has a Snickers bar that he puts in Pepe's little
so stupid
little trick or treat box. So it's like, and at least Eric looks at the camera and says, "I've got one of our sponsors' chocolate bars, Snickers." I was like, he just never stops. He just never.
And then
stops
Hulk Hogan
selling.
comes past and drops a Harley Davidson from Orange County Choppers.
Eric Bischoff could have quite easily have done that Alec Baldwin monologue from Glenn Ross about closers, but from real life experience. You know what I mean? What's that coffee? Coffee's for closers.
Although it's WCW 1995, so I think it might be something else as for closers, but we won't go into that on
Coca-Cola
this podcast.
Is for closers. Bobby says he's got nothing, and he gets a face full of silly string from Mongo, who's just he's just a wacky prankster, Mongo, he's just having a bloody ball.
He's 1995 John Moxley.
He is. That's perfect. And then, because, I don't know, the boys couldn't really be bothered this week, here's a replay of the Hulk versus Giant match from Halloween Havoc.
What I really noticed about this was how half-assed the Yeti was when, first of all, the Yeti is dressed like a mummy for no reason that's explainable. But when the Yeti doesn't think the camera's on, the Yeti will do the arms out mummy thing, but then just drop them and sort of stand there looking around. And then he'll do it again for a minute. But he's just like, he is so half-assed. He is so aware that whatever he's getting paid is not enough to buy his dignity.
It's so true. The dungeon. This is where I got confused. Sorry, listeners. The Dungeon of Doom come to the ring. They're interviewed by Tony Schiavone. The Giant says the belt is his, which he stole off Hulk Hogan the night before at Halloween Havoc, and he'll defend it against anyone. And then Jimmy Hart runs around the ring for what seems to be about 7 minutes, and then we fade out. Episode over.
I don't understand why Jimmy Hart is part of this, like, what are those monster movies called? Like the Bela Lugosi, Dracula, and the old Frankenstein, Boris Karloff, and like the Hammer Horror or whatever they're called.
Yeah.
I don't understand how Jimmy Hart fits into this like collection of mythical evil creatures and Andre the Giant's son. Who's big, which makes him evil.
Yeah, because it's like it's a legitimately a monster faction where everyone in it is a monster, and then there's Jimmy Hart. Look, to be fair, as someone who was part of the music industry for a long period of time, managers, you could put managers in the monster, in the monster,
The
you
Murder
could make
Dolls,
a horror movie about managers, is what I'm saying.
I believe that, like, Marilyn Manson is managed by a fellow, evil fellow. I don't know that much about like heavy or evil music. I'm sorry.
I can tell.
The Murder Dolls, I know them.
You love Nick Cave.
I don't know. Who's managed by Ivan Milat, so that sort of all makes sense.
Okay. Look, this has been a weird episode of Reconsidering Nitro, but I've loved it. But I reckon we can wrap it up there, man. Like, if you guys were going to watch along or watch after listening to us, which would be a weird way of doing things, you could probably give this episode a miss, I reckon.
Yeah, this is the most missable so far of the episodes. Yeah.
It's just it feels like they literally gave the show after Halloween Havoc no thought whatsoever. There's no real storylines come out of this. Just nothing really. Nothing, like, there's literally nothing to talk about.
But what are the American males going to do next?
That's the only thing of any real note. Is just how awful that theme song is. But yeah, look, things are going quite well for us here at WrestleWolf, but we can always go better. If you like the podcast, you can rate and review it. Get us happening on those algorithms on the iTunes. If you want to tell your friends about it, that'd be cool. Just get us out there, man. Like, just get us out there to more people. And then eventually we can be really annoying and stick ads in there, and then, quit our real jobs, and you can make us happy by by doing all of this, where we eventually end up having a job where we watch wrestling for a living and start hating the thing that we love. But anyway, that's all down the road. If you could
snap into a Slim Jim,
just hoeing into Slim Jims and eating Snickers bars. But yeah, you can follow us on the socials, all that kind of thing. But until next time, Pepe's dead.
Thank God.